It's Friday, the 28th of July, and I'm recording this from the Direkt studio in Stockholm to give you my take on what's moving the markets. Welcome to Nordic Market News. The Norwegian OBX continues to run ahead of its Nordic adversaries and is the only Nordic index posting gains this week. Although Friday still has a few hours left to prove its worth, it's unlikely that any of the other three indices will pass the OBX. The Norwegian index is up about 1.1%, while the other three indices are down between 1 to 2% with Helsinki in the bottom. A large part of the success of the Norwegians can, just as last week, be explained by the oil price. It is ever advancing, and this week has seen further gains in the Brent, which at the moment trades just north of $51 a barrel. The price of crude thrusted upwards earlier this week as the American Department of Energy posted a decline in inventory of about 7.2 million barrels. And analysts here expected a drop of about 3.1 million barrels. A summary of this week's notable mentions: Finland had a terrible Tuesday as three large companies presented disappointing news. Finnish Autotech, for example, dropped 6% Tuesday after warning investors of downgraded profit margins because of challenges within the metals, energy and water segments. Although warnings were made, the stock dove another 10% on Thursday as the company's second quarter earnings revealed exactly how challenging the quarter had been. Finnish UPM Kymmene had a very tough second quarter and fell 8% also on Tuesday. While presenting in line with expectations, steelmaker Outokumpu adjusted its projections downward for the coming quarter and the stock dropped about 5%. Confusion struck on the Swedish stock Intrum Justitia on Tuesday. The earnings report was tricky, said analysts, as it was difficult to know what to expect after the merger with Lindorff. Nevertheless, the market decided that a fall in stock price was on the menu and the stock dropped about 8%, half of which was recovered the day after. PGS delivered as promised, but the order book was on the weak side, said Nordea Markets about the Norwegian company's earnings on Thursday. The stock fell almost 6%. This week's grand news was certainly Swedish pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca. The company presented decent results for the quarter but took a nosedive on the news that the primary goal of their flagship cancer study had failed. "I'm no quitter," said CEO as the stock price plummeted about 15%. That's the largest one-day drop that the company has ever experienced. With that said, I would like to thank you for watching Nordic Market News. We will be back next week. See you then.